Okay, so we are doing the third section of American visa. So as you guys know, I started a video which YouTube, which was done a year ago. I and Ruth, we started part 1 and part 2 of the video. The part 1, if I remember, it was coming to, how to apply to schools in America. And the part 2 was a little interview that you might expect on the embassy. So this is part 3. So we're going to go in details on questions that might come up during interview time, when you go to embassy. So I'm lucky today to have someone joining us. This is Ruth's friend. She's Stephanie. She will do voiceover because she doesn't want to show her face for now. She doesn't want to show her face for now. So I will be asking them a little question so that they can give us details on how the questions that you guys might expect during your visa interview. Let me start with my little niece, Ruth. So Ruth, I know the last time you were telling them that the questions might differ, it depends on the person you made at that time. But one thing for sure, I remember also you told them that the best bet again is doing a lot of research when you are living in the country, which is very good advice. Believe it or not, I during my undergrad I did research as a course. It was a very tough course, but research is very good. It taught me a lot of things. So I agreed with Ruth 100% on that. So Ruth, I'm going to ask you do a little introduction too, because maybe you might have new people that are watching that didn't watch the part 1 and part 2. So Ruth, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone. My name is Ruth, but my preferred name is Radiant, as you all know me from the previous video. I graduated actually. No, the last video I was still a student, but right now I'm a graduate. So yeah.
Okay, hold it there. Oh, congratulations! I'm gonna congratulations, Ruth. Congratulations. Good things that happened to Ruth. The last time Ruth was in the video, she was in school, so she graduated. She has a master's, MHA, right?
Correct.
So we thank God for that, and other thing. Ruth got married. Ruth got married too.
Yes.
So
a lot has happened.
Double things happening to Ruth, and we thank God.
Yeah.
So sorry to cut you. Go ahead, Ruth.
No problem. So just like my auntie was saying, a lot has happened in my life within the last 1 year. I got married, I graduated, and I'm here again to see if I can help somebody out there. I don't know who might be watching, so I might help somebody. Just like my auntie said, it's very good for you to always do your research. Like when I came here, nobody asked me to do my research. I did my research myself because I know what I was coming for. I know what I wanted in my life, so I had to know where I'm coming to, know the culture, even to the weather. Yeah, so you have to do a lot of research. Most especially if you're coming as a student, you need to know your school, you need to know your department, you need to know professors in your department, you need to know what the school mission is and all of that. So yeah, research is very important.
Okay, so the next person I'm gonna call to say a little bit, tell us a little bit about herself, introduce herself, and tell us a little bit about herself. Stephanie, please can you introduce yourself to my fans?
Hi, so my name is Stephanie. I am currently a student in the US, and I'm schooling in New Jersey. I previously came in with the intent to do master's degree, but I changed my major when I kind of like reevaluated my life and found out that I wanted to go into health science nursing track. And it's been going well for me, and I just want to thank God for it. And I will be done in a year or a year and a half or 2 years time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that brief introduction. I want to dip in real fast by asking you a little question. So,
Okay.
because interviews, or I mean, this content is all about visa interview. You know, some people succeeded in getting, admitted into a school over this way, but they went for interview and they didn't succeed. So I felt that I need to do a little content for us to deep into questions that might be likely asked by the American embassy, staffs. So I want to ask you a little question, which will, help somebody out there. So tell me, were there any questions that you remember that they asked you during your interview while coming to US?
Yeah, one major question they asked was, why are you going for a second degree? Why are you going for a master's degree? And another question they asked was, who is your sponsor?
Okay,
And
so
let me see. Then they asked, when are you going to be done with your master's degree? Yeah, another thing they asked was, do you have a relative in the US? That one was like really important because they know if you have a relative and then you try to hide it, you try to lie, they will know. And you
right.
know, yeah. So and I think that was all. They didn't really ask much.
Okay, so do you mind telling us how you got to answer your questions that made you to succeed to pass your interview? Start by why do you want a second degree, or why are you going for your master's?
Yeah.
If I remember, that was one of the questions you said you were asked. Can you tell me of how you maneuver that question?
So I said, I think so. So I said I wanted the second degree because I wanted to boost my career. I wanted a higher position in where I was working, and yeah, and that there were like some positions in the company that were open, but without a second degree, you would not be able to apply for it. And then the other question they asked, who is my sponsor? And then I said my sponsor was my dad. And then I showed them his statement of account, proof of and that he'll be able to pay my school fees.
Background,
yes. Yes. Then the third question was if I had anyone living there, then I said yes, because I have my aunt living in Texas and my uncle living in Ohio. So I told them yes. And then, yeah, I think that was all.
Okay, so thank you for throwing light on how to answer those questions. I'm going to get back to you. For now, I'm going to bring in Ruth to ask some little questions. I know that Ruth had said one or two in the last video, but Ruth, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So you just graduated. So can you tell me the major question that they asked during your interview that I want to hear when I think you had told me that they asked something that has to do what do you want to do with the degree or something like that. So how do you answer that question?
Oh, okay. So it wasn't directly like that. They asked me, what do you plan to do after your degree? That was what I was asked, yes. So I told them that with my degree, health administration, because I could help when I go back home in Nigeria, I could help, in some of the hospitals. Like we have major general hospitals in Nigeria and Port Harcourt where I live. So I mentioned some of those hospitals where I wish to apply so that I could help the healthcare system in terms of the management aspect to see how they can do better in their infrastructure, in staffing and all that. So it was basically, yeah, how I'm going to impact positively to my country. That was how I answered my question.
Okay. So sounds good. So now that you have graduated and and we know that you have acquired a lot of knowledge with the strenuous studies courses that you took through this country. So how do you intend to, go back and make a difference in, Nigeria?
There are so many ways I could do that. During my program, I was able to acquire 12 competencies across various industries, ranging from communication, process improvement, strategic planning, marketing, and so forth and so on. So we could go back to the drawing board when we get back to Nigeria. We'll go back to the drawing board and then we'll get documents from here and there to see how things are being done. And then we'll start off with the process improvement process. During that process, we'll get to pick and identify the root causes of why most things are not working the way they are. When we get out those documents, from there on, we'll be able to, okay, make strategic moves to see how we can resolve this problem and see where the problem is coming from, why there are less infrastructures, the lighting system is bad, mosquito nets everywhere, mosquitoes everywhere. I don't want to go into much details because I know a lot is going on in my country, but the main thing is that we are going to use the process improvement tool. Lean Six Sigma. Lean Six Sigma. Have you heard of that? Yeah, that's something that was one of the major things I got from my degree that I hold so dear. Using that could improve any process in any company of any kind. So it just depends on you. You just have to identify the root causes of the problem, why there have been stagnation, and from there you can take it up. With a good team. You need a good team for that. You can't do it by yourself.
Well, listening to you, I see that your school has really brought you far because you speak different from when we started our new video. that means that the
Oh
school very great. And what I picked out when you were talking is strategic planning, which I really like that because taking the course, it will help you to really strategize when you get back, to the Nigeria hospital to be able to help them out. So you were working when you left Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
So were you working in any field that relates to what you are reading?
Not exactly, but not exactly. I was working in an oil and gas company, but my role in the oil and gas firm was kind of similar to health because I was the health, safety, and environment officer. So my job basically was to ensure office safety, make sure that no staff was hurt, make sure that there's no hazard. If there is hazard, you look for a way to minimize them or not remove the hazard so people don't fall victims to hazards. By doing so, you're saving the company money because if there's a staff on ground that maybe gets electrocuted while working, the company pays for that. So no company wants that. So that's why my job was very important while I was there. But going back, I'm not sure with the knowledge I've acquired now, I want to continue there. I rather go to the hospitals because we have a lot of people, medical people leaving Nigeria. So we need people that will actually sacrifice to make the system better than it is right now. So yeah, I don't think I'll go back to oil and gas for now.
Thank you, Ruth. I some of you like someone.
I can't hear you.
I used to hear that oil and gas is the in thing in Nigeria. So look at you, and you are running away from taking yourself out of oil and gas to really, help others in the hospital. That's really nice.
Yeah.
So let me dive into Stephanie and ask her a little bit more question. Okay. So Stephanie.
Yep.
You were able to tell us the questions they asked you on embassy, and I hope that it helps somebody out there. But I want to ask you more questions. Being in this country now, after you succeeded in coming in, do you had some challenges that people will, because I will actually want people to start putting themselves together and guide themselves towards those challenges if they can, if God's help and they come to this country. Do you have any challenges that you need, to share?
I would not see this as a challenge, but the fact that it's the US is kind of like another part of the world, I'll be like, okay. So I would say the weather was kind of like a bit challenge for me. Yeah, because I came in during the winter time. It was I think it was my first time seeing the snow, and it was really bad. It was so bad. The winter jacket I got from Nigeria was, I don't know if I should call it fake. Yeah, it wasn't really funny, but then again, I would not see it as a challenge, because the winter was just like a period of 3, 4, 5 months. Then, yeah, so it's not like a challenge. So no, I didn't face no challenge. God has been faithful and true to his word. So by the grace of God, there was no challenge for me.
All right, sounds good. So now I want to ask, when you succeed, this your school, did you just back in Nigeria? Did you apply for it back in Nigeria when you got here?
No, so I am currently in a college, and that was because I changed my major, my course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so back in Nigeria, I initially applied for data science, business analytics course, masters, and it was in a university. So coming in here, I kind of like reevaluated my life and found out that I wanted to do nursing.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. But thank you very much. I wouldn't want to take much of your time. The interview for today is just talking a little bit about interview, which I believe that you guys have touched the interview aspect. I don't know how many questions they normally ask people because I didn't come through, school with. But then I believe that one or two persons might face something out of this interview. So thank you, Stephanie. I know that maybe next time you're going to show your face for them to see you.
I will.
So thank you, Stephanie, for your time. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye, Stephanie.
Bye.
So Ruth, do you have hello? Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. So I want you to summarize a little bit about, life generally, yeah, so that we can end your own part. So I know with the good stuff that have happened to your life, which I'm grateful. Right now, I just want you to summarize. The summary I want you to do is about, a little bit things that a little bit challenges you had in school, I know that there is nobody that came into this country that don't have challenge in school. I did have challenge because I know that my professors, I went to a school, Sitting Hall University, where the whole most of them are just white, like the professor speaks very fast. So it was a language barrier to me, even though our country, we speak English. I had a little difficulty in that because to be able to get notes from the way they speak. So what are your challenges? You want to tell, them a little bit?
When it came to my school and the professors, I don't think I had any challenge because we had an online learning platform where the notes before the class, you have the notes there, so you can go on there and read it.
Right.
So you know what you're talking about. Even when before they start, they tell you if you have any challenge, let us know. So I had very extremely good professors. All of them were so good. You can call them anytime. You can reach out to them if you don't understand something, and then you're good. But one other challenge I faced in school, it's not a challenge to me because I'm sociable, so it's very easy for me to adapt to any situation or to anybody. I would just say cultural diversity, because in my school I met just one Nigerian, so the rest are from other parts of the world. Like majority were like Indians or Indians, I think so. Like 80% of the people in my campus were all Indians. So that was the only challenge I faced, the cultural diversity, trying to blend in, trying to make friends. But it wasn't much of a big deal because I do have a lot of friends in Nigeria and we still communicate. So yeah, I didn't face any much challenge in my school.
Okay. All right. So thank you for your time, and hopefully our next
Sorry to
video.
cut you. Sorry to cut you.
Okay.
The challenge I face is that I have to put in a lot of hard work. Like I set a standard for myself. I set a standard, okay, I don't want to go beyond this grade. I don't want to go beyond that grade. I don't want to fall below this category of people. So I put in a lot of hard work. Like I had no social life basically. I just go to school, come back, read. We have projects, we have assignments, we have group meetings, we have all sort of things. Like every week there was no break. So I put in a lot of hard work. It was as if I was gone from the world for almost 2 years. Yeah, so hard work. You have to put in hard work, because you can't come in here, we all know where we're coming from, Nigeria. You can't come in from Nigeria and want to be relaxed. I want to, we have to keep up that standard, Nigerians, you know.
Okay, Ruth, thank you for your time, and hopefully we're going to make another video by His grace. I will say probably in 2 weeks' time, we're going to set up another, video to help someone out there. And who knows, maybe the topic we are coming up next is going to be beneficial to a lot of persons. Okay. So thank you for your time, and God bless you. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye-bye.